Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Friday, September 29th.
The unemployment rate has increased for the fifth consecutive month here in Flagler County. It's now 3.9%.
That's Greg Blase, President and CEO of the Palm Coast Flagler Regional Chamber of Commerce, with the latest Flagler County unemployment numbers. He says with Flagler County's unemployment rate at 1.2% higher than the state of Florida, which remained at 2.7%, this is something we have to pay attention to.
Concerns that we have are that the surrounding counties around Flagler do not have a similar increase in the unemployment rate. When we look at the numbers and we start to dig into the report, we see a continuing trend, which we've reported on here before, which is that local hiring is still strong, but the hiring cannot keep up with the growing workforce. So what that looks like this month is we saw 375 more residents find employment in August 2023. However, our local workforce grew by 519 residents during that same time period. So this is something that we're continuing to see over the last few months, which is as population in Flagler County grows, we'll continue to experience growth in the labor force. And what that means is when people are relocating here, they usually start off by standing in the unemployment line as they're searching for jobs once they arrive. So hiring in Flagler County was still very strong, but it cannot keep up with the growth of our labor force right now, which is nearly 54,000 residents strong.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
Florida is the new California. It's not going to slow down. People are going to keep coming.
Mike Norris, a local small business owner and candidate for Palm Coast Mayor in 2024, contends that the affordable housing problem is not a result of the need for more housing development in Palm Coast.
I think right now we have more than enough housing slated in this community. We have housing. What we don't have is upward mobility for people to make enough money to support their families and buy a home. A starter home now, these townhouses up on Belterre, close to $300,000 for a 1,700 square foot townhouse. And we can't do that without growing our tax base and getting industries in here.
Norris says Palm Coast must diversify its economy.
We have to bring industries to this community. Smart manufacturing, pharmaceuticals, it doesn't matter. As long as we can get something in here.
If elected, he pledges,
I'm going to work as hard as I can for the people of Palm Coast. We have been here 17 years, and I think we can accomplish a lot, but we have to have the buy-in from the community. And quite frankly, I think the community is very angry, and I just can't take it anymore. Someone has to do something. Somebody has to step up and be a leader for this community, and I'm the one to do it.
Who is the Flagler County antagonist?
Any guesses? It's Mike Feldbauer, yes, the president of the Drug Court Foundation.
County antagonist is going to tell your listeners out there something that maybe they have heard, maybe they haven't heard. The last 3 years, we have been between the 5th and 10th highest overdose county in the state of Florida based on population.
Feldbauer said that when Flagler was the 5th highest overdose county, it was also the 5th highest overdose death county in the state of Florida. He said that drug overdoses are not where people think they are.
We're not watching some Hollywood movie that says all overdoses and druggies and all this other stuff are in some back alleys in New York, Chicago, L.A. No, it's in every neighborhood in our community. It is in back alleys, right out in front. It's in every neighborhood, which means those highest rates of overdoses are in the highest population area of our county, which is Palm Coast.
Feldbauer said that drug abuse is not a choice, but a disease. He added that 90% of those involved in drug abuse are there because of trauma in their lives. Lifeline is on WNZF Saturday mornings at 9 and on the Flagler radio app. From the WNZF newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
The weekend is here and there's plenty of family fun to be had in Flagler County. This is Stacy with Fun for Augie Kids.
Saddle up and get ready to rodeo this Friday and Saturday night at the second annual Flagler County Pro Rodeo. Bring your family and friends to see world-class PRCA circuit cowboys and cowgirls compete in their last rodeo of the season. Tomorrow, join the Flagler County Sheriff's Office and other community leaders for the annual Safety Expo. Learn vital safety information and have some family fun at this free event. Remembering Heroes Fall Festival is honoring those who have served and continue to serve our communities and nation. There will be food, music, vendors, kids' activities, and more. Sunday, stop by Michael's Craft Store for a free Sunday Make-Break event. Your child can decorate and personalize a purchased pumpkin using crafting supplies provided at this event. For more on these events and others, please visit us on our website at fun4augiekids.com. Have a great weekend.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.
And now, Mike Lee Show with your WNZF local sports update.
We've reached the halfway point of high school football season, and district play begins tonight. The first playoff rankings were released Tuesday. Matanzas is currently the 6th seed in Class 3S Region 1. FPC is the 8th seed in Class 4S Region 1. The Bulldogs host Ponte Vedra in the WNZF Game of the Week tonight. The Sharks come in 3-1 and are currently the 5th seed in the playoff rankings, number 10 in the state poll. Daniel Fish expects a physical game.
I always want every team that I've coached to be recognized as a very physical football team. That's the best part about football, is going in there, two really physical teams. We're playing for essentially a district title and a playoff spot.
It took just one home game for Fish to feel the impact of the Bulldog faithful.
It was just the perfect atmosphere for that game. I can't imagine what it's going to be like tomorrow. We love the support we get from our home crowd and from our band and from our students and our teachers, and we truly feel like we have an advantage because of the atmosphere.
Coverage begins at 6:55. Listen right here or on the Flagler Radio app. Watch live on the Flagler Radio YouTube channel. Tune in tomorrow at 7:30 for a special post-game edition of the Rich and Mike Sports Show, or listen to the replay on the Flagler Radio app. Matanzas heads to Brumley Stadium to take on the alma mater, number 2 St. Augustine. Rain altered the practice schedule, but Matt Forrest feels his team still got the most out of their time.
We went Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 6 a.m., and our guys responded really well. It was real positive for us to see in our program.
Forrest on how playing in front of big crowds at the Ship and quality opponents like FPC and Mainland have readied his team for a tough road test.
Being in those settings of big-time football will help. The Ship has been packed this year.
Kickoff is at 7. We'll have updates from the ancient city all night. Volleyball, Matanzas is now 15-3 after sweeping St. Joseph's Academy last night. Tuesday, they swept the alma mater on senior night. Senior blocker Frankie Good.
It just feels good to finish my last home game at a place that always showed me love and with good coaches and good surrounding. It's something that will always be my memories.
And on her teammates.
The more we spend time, the more we practice together, the more we do things, we become stronger and just become more of a family. And just honestly, winning as a family and as a team is one of the best parts of playing at the sport.
The alma mater outlasted FPC 3-2 last night. The Jaguars are in London for 2 weeks. They play Atlanta Sunday at 9:30 a.m. Hear that game and all Jags games right here. WNZF is your home for local sports, with updates Mondays and Fridays. From the Sports Desk, I'm Mike Lucio.